here's the real point, is that they condemn people that take up spiritual practices that turn inward. When actually, if we were all turning inward, we wouldn't have these problems. That's my point, okay? In other words, the irony of it is if what's going to solve all our injustices is if we really understand who we are. If we really understand the self, then we're going to be relieved of so much fear, so much anxiety, so much pride, so much, ego.
It's
okay.
You know why? Because instead of posting about and shaming the people that aren't posting about what's going on right now and why you should be out there screaming your head off, post about the most important thing and influence people to turn inward.
There you go. And if we're all turning inward, and that brings me, and I've read this even recently on the show, but I'm going to read it again, Raghunath. Black Elk.
Black Elk.
Okay, so here you have someone from the kind of community that many of the postmodern thinkers would say have experienced such injustice, and we should be doing something about it right now. Well, why don't we go back and hear what he has to say?
What did Black Elk say about it?
So he says the first piece, which is the most important, because he's going to talk about peace with the individual, peace within the family, peace within the broader community, peace between nations. The first piece, which is the most important, he's identifying this as the most important, is that which comes from the souls of people when they realize their relationship, their oneness with the universe and all of its powers, and when they realize that at the center of the universe dwells the Great Spirit, and that this center is really everywhere. It is within each of us. That is the real peace, and the others are but reflections of this.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Super Soul Farm, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a daily spiritual podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator of the Bhakti Center in New York, Kaustubha Das. Today's Monday, July 21st, 2025. It's episode 1644. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, everybody. I always wanted to say welcome to the show.
I know.
Growing up with like Mike Douglas, Merv Griffin.
You were watching those television shows when you were kids. Oh man, if only I could be that guy that like
sitting on a chair, welcoming a guest. This is my co-host. Welcome to the show.
Maybe you ought to set up one of those backgrounds there, Raghunath.
You always have to bring it back to Seinfeld when Kramer found the Merv Griffin set in the garbage.
That's right.
How are you? We had a great weekend. I'm not going to let you say, how are you?
How many times have you done this to me, Raghunath?
How are you?
How are you? I've been doing great.
You're like, how are you?
I have a life too. I'm doing well, Raghunath. I had a good weekend. Getting a lot of work done. Finally getting some momentum going on in writing, which I feel great about. Hit the beach yesterday, which is my my spa.
Happy place.
Not a happy place so much, but like I really do get rejuvenated there. I just go there, just like you're talking about those Saratoga Springs, and people go there for the spring water. Yeah. I just go there to get rejuvenated. I come back. It does me good.
It was Ekadasi yesterday, so me and Mara were reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we were saying, "Yeah, I wish there was a place where we could just lay naked not naked, but excuse me, really closed in Mayapur." But you don't want to do that in Mayapur, because I'd love to spend more time in Mayapur.
Hold it. What's the problem? You want to
part of my time in India is I go and I just sort of rejuvenate in Goa. And I just lay in the sun.
Oh, you want to just be able to lie around Mayapur?
We have to lie around Mayapur, but I feel inappropriate to lie around in Mayapur.
Raghunath, when you lie around in Mayapur,
they say you get the benefit of offering obeisances.
Like doing Dandavat Prikrama.
I know, but
why go to Goa when you can lie around in Mayapur?
Because Mara's got to wear a sari. She can't wear a bikini in Mayapur.
I see. Okay, yeah. That's it.
But anyway, that being said, we had a great retreat this weekend with Lori Pag, and all the Paxters from Rhode Island came. We had some cool people there. The chief was there. That was fun.
All right.
Maya came. Maya sang.
Great, great.
Krishna Mai was there. Yvette was there. Who
Amy
else was
Stellar.
poking around, Mara?
Thought Amy
Sarah
Stellar.
Swati G.
Amy Stellar went.
Stellar, Amy Stellar. Beautiful people. We have beautiful people in our community. Oh, our friend Lisa from Rhode Island and her daughter.
Sounds like it was a woman's thing.
You know, there's a lot of women. It was a lot of women. And Tyler, who came to teacher training
And Anna
last year.
from Rhode Island, who was at
Oh, yeah, and Anna
training
from-
too.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
a
young
really
Tommy
sweet group.
Fawcett was there. Thomas Essig.
Right.
was there.
YTF was here. Yep.
Tom Essig came by.
my
Tom
So
Essig,
sweet.
we played the film. Yeah. And my little boy, he got a massive case of the chicken pox.
Massive.
Like massive.
all over his body, everywhere.
Head-
All
Yeah.
everywhere, head to toe, like massive. But and so that was Thursday he got it, and it went from 0 to 90 in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And like I was like, what has he got, leprosy? He was like, what's going on here? And anyway, but it's now it's on the heel. It's like and it,
Yeah,
it should-
yesterday was like the
Take care.
turnaround. day.
yesterday it turned around. It shouldn't be contagious anymore. But we kept him quarantined all weekend.
Which was like extra sad. He's already sad because he's in bed with a fever, but then also like all his favorite people are here at the farm and he can't come out and play
You
with
should have
any-
made a plastic bubble for him, Raghunath.
The boy in a plastic bubble, just like trying to open up his what does he call that? The snack shack. The snack shack in a bubble where plastic hands come out and sell you popcorn and
the snack
do
pack
magic
made of
trick.
cardboard. So I imagine that's
The boy in the cardboard bubble.
yeah.
Anyway, it was a great Krishna conscious weekend.
All
It was a
right.
great Ekadasi. Me and Mara still doing like a 36-hour fast. I'm
Okay.
feeling good.
All right. We're caught up, Raghunath. That was
Mhm.
great. you resented that. Look at you. We need to keep this moving.
Well, the thing is, and I don't resent that, but I
Okay.
think that the banter, the back and forth, it's a
Yeah, no,
healthy
and-
thing
and
to
we just did a
have. And I think
nice
it's
big
good
chunk
for
of
you.
it.
I think
We
it's
did-
good for you
to sit
to
and listen to
loosen
you
your
talk about
collar,
your life.
pull down your tie a little bit, and live this. We're
We did.
living this.
We did, and we just did. It was great.
You don't. Ah!
What?
What?
And this is crazy
another
news. So
thing.
I separated my baby house chicken. You know, I have that
You
little
see?
tiny chicken.
Here we go. Uh-huh.
I have that little tiny house chicken, and all the other chickens will pick on it or rape it or
That's why it became a
We
house
should
chicken.
say that the house chicken no longer lives in the house.
the house chicken no longer lives in the house, but it was getting beat up a lot, so I had to separate it and isolate it.
Okay.
And it wasn't going out so much anyway. I thought out of fear, but I found out yesterday it wasn't out of fear. It was brooding.
Brooding.
Because mating with one of the big roosters, it now has little babies. And there's a bunch of baby house chickens now.
They may be big chickens.
We don't know.
Oh.
They're I didn't know they could even
now
mate with
she's
big
got
chickens, but
a posse.
we'll see
You
what
know,
happens.
like now she's
type of
got
Yeah.
bird,
you know,
some
her people. Now
Yeah, maybe
she's
I hope they're
protected.
I was worried. I was worried that she was lonely in there all by herself,
she's
isolated.
not lonely.
Now
She's
she's
got
not lonely.
children. It's like every mother's
You
every-
know, I don't want to go too deep into this because I might get canceled. But like when we read from like old literature about like people wanting the birth of a son,
cancel him.
right? But there was a practical thing to that, right? You needed you needed like people were going to come to your house and take everything you got unless you got a crew.
Unless you
know?
got a posse.
And so I think that was part, but I'm happy that this house chicken now has her own people. And
Yeah.
hopefully they'll protect her more.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into the bottom time. Enough of this chicken stuff.
Well,
Stu.
first we have announcements, Raghunath.
Okay. First announcements.
I don't know that we have.
Then we have a
any.
nugget.
Do we have any announcements? What's going on with LA Rath Yatra? It's happening very
LA
soon.
Rath Yatra is happening very
Oh,
soon, peeps. We got to
I
get
can-
that.
Yeah, you can go. I'm going to post something today about the class that I'm giving on the Friday night. I encourage you
Yeah.
to do the same, Raghunath.
Yeah. And then I'm giving a class, I think 3 to 6. This is all at Veda Yoga
Yeah.
in Los Angeles. And we're going to do 2 live
live podcast. right?
podcasts. And you're all invited to
2.
come to that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
on
going to do one
Saturday as well?
Friday before your class and
And one
one Saturday before my class. And then Sunday, the Rath Yatra, We are going to be at the Los Angeles Rath Theatre. So after the parade in the festival site, which is right on Venice Beach, you'll see all the tents and the carts, everything. I think I'm doing a kirtan with John V. Harrison.
Oh, that was so fun last year when you did it.
Yeah,
That's
I
great.
think so.
Okay.
And
I'll be at the Q&A booth during the Rath Theatre at some point too.
but we're also going to have our own little Wisdom of the Sages set up there, and we want you all to come and show up and show, because the more we show up and make our presence, the more the LA community will welcome us in to do it every year like this.
Okay.
So we're going to sit there at our table. We put our table away from the main stage, sort of like on the grass.
They say it's
just gonna
right
do
across from where the prasadam booth is.
Oh, that's good. So we can do
Easy to
kirtan.
find.
We can meet each other. We want you all to hang with us, and then you can see the main stage from there. But we'll all sing together, talk together, hang together. It's going to be a gay old time, as they say in the Flintstones.
Great. And so just a bit more detail. On that Friday, August 1st, at 5 o'clock, we're going to do the show. Or is it 4:30?
4:30.
Okay, at 4:30. And then at 6, from 6 till 9, I'll do a course called Resetting the Algorithms in the Mind. Right?
Ooh,
This is
I
a
like
fascinating
that.
one. Yeah,
that is a clickbait thing right there,
I'm
man.
telling you, Raghunath. So this is all about the same way that you can adjust the algorithm on your computer, on your social media, and so on. There are very parallel ways that we can do that with the mind, and the yogis understood that. If we want to improve our thoughts, we improve our life by improving our thoughts, and we can improve our thoughts by intentionally resetting the algorithms within the mind. That's what we're doing that Friday night at Veda Yoga on La Cienega Boulevard in Los Angeles, and we'll start to share links for that. But I'll post something on social media about that today on my own thing.
Sure. I'm not. They have two studios. One is right by the LA Temple. One is on La Cienega. I'm not positive which one.
I
it's
am
at.
positive.
You are?
It's
Okay,
yeah.
it's on La Cienega.
Yeah.
All right, and we're looking. We hope to run into people too at the LA. I love the LA Temple.
Love
and
it.
love the restaurant there. They have a great Govindas if you haven't been there. So if you're on the West Coast, or if you just want to get away that weekend, it is a great Krishna conscious, fun-filled
Get
weekend.
an Airbnb and make it a weekend, right?
Yeah, come on down. Eat at that restaurant. When I lived on Watsika on that block, I ate at that restaurant 3 times a day.
That always cracks me up about the father of your stepkids. That you go to that Krishna
You
place.
guys go to that Krishna temple? I was like,
Sometimes you
yeah,
do.
we go. How many times a week do you think you go to that temple?
A
I was
week.
like, well, if I say I'm 3 times a day, I go to the Sunday feast, I eat there 3 times a day. I go to the morning program, that's
You take
4
a
times a
morning,
day. I go to the evening
evening.
program, that's 5 times a day. I don't want to sound like a fanatic. I'll say twice a week. Twice a week. You take my
About
kids to the temple twice a week?
63 times a week. With your kids, the Hare Krishna place.
Oh, and I've given them new names, by the way.
Okay. All right.
And they know how to tie a dhoti, but oh, Krishna.
All right, should we
It's been a crazy ride, this life, hasn't it?
Sure has.
Okay.
Should we get into the nugget?
Mara, nugget us.
This comes from Henry David Thoreau,
Ah,
one of our favorite
Love 'em.
nuggeters.
Love them.
He says, direct your eye right inward, and you'll find 1,000 regions in your mind yet undiscovered. Travel them and be expert in home cosmography.
Travel them, Raghunath.
travel them.
Every man is the lord of a realm beside which the earthly empire of the Tsar is but a petty state.
That's interesting. Okay.
Say that again.
Every man is the lord of a realm beside which the earthly empire of the Tsar is but a petty state. A realm inaccessible to mortal eyes and forever beyond the reach of change or harm.
Wow. Direct your eye inward, and you'll find 1,000 regions in your mind yet undiscovered.
You know, Raghunath, this is straight out of Walden. Okay, his primary, most famous work. And what followed after this was he starts talking about like the explorers of the time, the people that went to the North Pole, and people that were doing different things. And he was really just drawing this analogy out that we're all excited about exploring nowadays you got what's his name that wants to go to Mars and all of this, the billionaire
Elon
guy.
Musk.
Elon Musk, everyone wants to explore outside, but he was like saying, But all of us have this realm within
Hmm.
that we don't explore at all.
Go to Mars within, Kaustubha.
There you go.
Well,
So
you
what are your
know,
thoughts?
all right. Here's what I'm thinking. We everybody's got a choice to make in life, right? It's like it's not complicated. Either we're turning inward and we really get to know our true self, or we're not, right?
Yeah.
Or we're not. We're just out there, right? And if we just chase what everyone else is chasing, we can go the whole way through, all the way to the end, and realize our life was just a hollow shell. And we get to these like, what did I do? What have I done? It's all the shiny, all the busy on the outside, but there's something very empty on the inside. This
Right.
is a real thing. I meet with people every day. I meet with people all the time, and we have this conversation. There's a very common dialogue I'm having with people who feel like, okay, I've been busy my entire life,
Mm.
but I've never explored that inner region. I've never I've never gone to these unknown regions within.
Question, Raghunath.
Yes.
I have two ideas in my mind, but here's the question. Why? Give me a list. Why don't people do that?
Sometimes I think there's sometimes it's almost set up like a conveyor belt.
It's just moving
The
too
life,
fast.
like
It's
you
too
go to
distracting.
school, and then it's like, what do you do when you go to school? There's like these expectations of society, of your teachers. Oh, you'd be great at this. You should be doing this. From parents, you want to make a good job. You better be doing this. And we don't give people that time children especially, a time to reflect on who they want to become.
Okay.
And because of that, sometimes there's a riptide, a current of, well, you go to, how many people have just gone to college because, well, that's what you're supposed to do next. You just go to college and you figure it out later. And then all of a sudden some company picks you up, some headhunter comes to your college and we'll take you. You got this skill, we'll take you and we'll immediately give you this salary. And that sounds appealing. And not all the time, but oftentimes we're just baited and baited and baited into living somebody else's life.
Okay, gotcha.
And it could be just like, I never planned on this. And if you don't make a choice of who you are, what you want to become, and how you want to live your life, then culture, society makes it up for you. If you don't make your own plan, you become part of somebody else's plan.
Right.
They've got a plan, and they're going to just take you and put you in their plan, and they may not have your best interest in mind. Huh?
I'm with you. I'm with you, Raghunath.
And so, yeah, that's what hit me. You can build all kinds of things on the outside, but if you never take that time to really look inward, you might wake up one day and realize you've been living like this hollow shell all along. I mean, you and I were not on the fast track to our collegiate academic careers.
No.
We were like, we were putzing around in the scene. I was on a straight edge mission to change the world as a teenager. But it did give me time to reflect. I will say that, as much as like, we were traveling around, being creative and writing music, but it gave me a time to reflect, a lot of time to think philosophically about life, and go inward and experiment with spirituality and just alternative lifestyles. And sometimes people there's no time in the day. Kids are stressed out. You know where this is really epidemic, Bubba?
Tell me.
India.
Oh, there's a lot of pressure there.
There's a lot of pressure because it's like you drop the ball on this, it's over. You drop the ball on this, the window will be closed for you to get out of your this small town and make a big splash in the world.
Mm. Or even just like earn good money. I think it's more like that, right?
Right? Yeah. We've baited. I don't know if it's Hollywood or something. We've baited a lot of people, not just India, but a lot of people. Like, you can do it. You can become successful. I told you about that time I met this village kid, sweet village kid, but he was very successful within his village. And he was like and his teacher, the principal of his school, came to me and he says, I can't remember his name. Rajesh or something like that. This is Rajesh. He's at the top of the class. He is very kind. He always helps the junior students. He has learned English very well. He has learned Hindi. He speaks Hindi very well. He's a polyglot. He speaks multiple language. He is expert at mathematics. He's doing this. He was from a farmer's family. We take, there was a school that take poor children in. And then he goes, he has a question for you. And he says, he wants to know, Raghunath, how can he become successful? He sees you are successful. How can he become successful? It was like sort of like put me on the spot.
Okay.
Well, because we have first of all, it makes you really sort of like redefine what is success in this world. And what we've really because what we choose for as the end game will determine all our hard work. And I didn't know what to say. And I'm usually pretty quick to answer people. But I closed my eyes and I said a prayer. Please let me say something substantial. Because I'm sure he was picturing a red carpet in Hollywood and a bunch of paparazzi around him to become successful.
Right.
And I just closed my eyes and repeated something one of my beautiful teachers has said to me. I said, success is a heart filled with devotion.
Okay.
Success is a heart filled with devotion.
Right.
Because that's real success. And I know we want to think
parent
it's
was
something...
like, hold it.
Wait, no.
Success is a bank account full of rupees.
And yeah, what I said may sound, okay, right. But really, what is it? Right?
Yeah,
How many times do we know people who have that red carpet and they're just miserable?
Right.
Anyway, please share your response to the nugget.
I like what you're saying, and what this reminds me of, and it's something that we talk about a lot on this show, but I think it's worth repeating and examining from so many different angles. Let us not forget that the best minds, from our past, that they took this time to understand the self, that they slowed down, and even the great activists, and I say this because the modern trend, the postmodern trend, is to say that that kind of navel gazing is unwanted, and it's not only not part of the solution, it's part of the problem, right? It's not part of the solution.
I never heard that expression, navel gazing. What does that mean?
You've never heard that expression in your life? Navel gazing?
You didn't have to say it like that. I was being very vulnerable. You just said a statement. Probably other people know that
I'm surprised
phrase.
that you never heard
And I said,
it.
I've never heard it. And listen to your language. You've
Raghunath,
never
the way
heard
you're
that.
talking to me
Who
right
has
now is very
shamed you
hurtful.
so much in this lifetime that you would speak to me like that.
Really? You never heard it before?
Mara, have you heard that? You went to private school?
Kaustubha's used the phrase on the show before.
I know, but I don't listen to him.
Okay, there you go.
What is navel
All right,
gazing?
Raghunath, amazing. Not so amazing that you've never heard this. Navel gazing. Yeah, you never heard that. Mara, could you look up navel gazing? But I think it means looking within. And
But it's
Tim O'Reilly never heard of navel gazing, but he's a street punk.
Here we go. Self-indulgent or excessive contemplation of oneself, or a single issue at the expense of a wider view.
perfect. That was exactly what I was looking for, right? That's the right phrase. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
For
for all the people on the message board who also were vulnerable enough to admit that they don't know
I
it
had
either.
no idea that you were going to. It was very insensitive of me to say that, Raghunath. Forgive me, please.
That's okay.
Okay, let's get back into the
I
topic.
forgive you for your shortcomings.
Thank you. So it's probably because I haven't done enough of it that I would respond to you in such an insensitive way, right? It's okay. But here's the point: is that I do believe it's the postmodern trend that.
What does that mean? Postmodern.
Okay. You don't know? What's the matter with you?
Dumb. People throw that phrase around. What does postmodern
America,
mean?
you give us
I want to know what it
postmodern.
actually means because I'll end up saying it, and people will be like, "You don't even know what that means."
All right.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
Postmodern. Modern means like the future. Postmodern means
No, modern doesn't mean the future. Modern generally refers to the present, but postmodern is like the most present, I think, right?
Mm. Let's see. We have postmodernism, a late 20th century movement in philosophy and literary theory that generally questions the basic assumptions of Western philosophy.
So Western philosophy would have been the modernism, and then
postmodernism is
postmodern.
the
Yeah.
challenging every social norm, every
Yeah.
Yeah, there
every
you
bit
go.
of
There you go,
morality,
Raghunath.
every
There
bit
you
of
go.
like
Yeah.
gender identity.
It's no longer,
every bit of
they say it's no longer possible to rely upon previous ways of depicting the world.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So here we go. So my point is that in our postmodern times, that we look at the problems of the world and the injustices of the world, and we think that you must be doing something about it now, or you are part of the problem. And really, nobody knows what to do, so they just post stuff on social media in order to alleviate themselves of the guilt of whatever they're not doing. They use that as the public declaration of their being on the right side of history, and they condemn. And here's the point. And I don't mean to be too. I don't mean to be too condemning of that, but here's the real point: is that they condemn people that take up spiritual practices that turn inward. When actually, if we were all turning inward, we wouldn't have these problems. That's my point. Okay. In other words, the irony of it is what's going to solve all our injustices is if we really understand who we are. If we really understand the self, then we're going to be relieved of so much fear, so much anxiety, so much pride, so much ego.
It's
okay.
You know why? Because instead of posting about and shaming the people that aren't posting about what's going on right now and why you should be out there screaming your head off, post about the most important thing and influence people to turn inward.
There you go. And if we're all turning inward, and that brings me, and I've read this even recently on the show, but I'm going to read it again, Raghunath. Black Elk.
Black Elk.
Okay, so here you have someone from the kind of community that many of the postmodern thinkers would say have experienced such injustice, and we should be doing something about it right now. Well, why don't we go back and hear what he has to say?
What did Black Elk say about it?
So he says the first piece, which is the most important, because he's going to talk about peace with the individual, peace within the family, peace within the broader community, peace between nations. The first piece, which is the most important, he's identifying this as the most important, is that which comes from the souls of people when they realize their relationship, their oneness with the universe and all of its powers, and when they realize that at the center of the universe dwells the Great Spirit, and that this center is really everywhere. It is within each of us. That is the real peace, and the others are but reflections of this. Okay, so
this was the topic. Me and Lori Pag were speaking about in the satsangs all weekend.
There you go.
This is where we create real change. When our consciousness finds that type of serenity. You know who really knows this? 12-step people know this because if they lose that serenity, they go right off the deep end back into addiction.
Sure.
And so they say, okay, a lot of stuff's going on in the world, but unless I have my own personal serenity, what good am I doing to the world?
Right.
And this is important. The world's always going to bark at each other. We use the example of the foxes versus the ducks that's happening at the farm. And we're like, we got to protect these ducks. But the ducks are going after the frogs. Ducks eat frogs.
Okay.
And the frogs are like, run for your life. We were saying that the frogs, when they see a duck coming, they're like, it's like Godzilla, a Godzilla movie from the 70s, right? And then the frogs
just ate them whole.
And then the frogs, they're going after the flies. They're going after things too. The world will be chaotic. And you're not necessarily going to change that by going out and killing all the foxes. But you can adjust and find your own serenity within the chaos. And so, from that spreads.
There you go. That's where I want to go.
From a very deep, integrative way, organic way. Huh?
So Black Elk continues. The second piece, is that which is made between two individuals, and the third is that which is made between two nations. But above all, you should understand that there can never be peace between nations until there is known that true peace, which, as I have often said, is within the souls of men. And so I hear this and I say, this is a person that's got some realization. This is a person that has some deep experience. And as people feeling what he's felt and knowing what he knows, that is the only way that can facilitate us working peacefully together. We are hopeless without it. And we're just electing more and more bizarre, weirdo leaders, like left and right, and across the globe, around the globe.
Around the globe.
That are just make it impossible for us to have peace and to counter injustice, to find justice. We're going to need to find it inside first. So we need to encourage each other. We need to do it ourselves and encourage each other to do this. And then we're going to find a much easier time finding that second and third piece.
Because, Stu, the world would be a lot better with you. I won't say president. I don't think you'd be a good president, but I think you'd be the minister to the I don't think you'd want that job.
I wouldn't want
minister. You'd be the minister, the consultant to the
you
president.
would be the president.
I could do that.
Okay.
No, I don't want that. I'll be the jester, the entertainer.
Okay, I'll be the what did you call it? The
consultant,
counselor?
the minister, the counselor.
And you could be the
Chanaka
jester. We'll
Pandit.
work together.
Yes.
We'll work together like that. Okay.
Tukaram be the president.
Now we're gonna go into Bhagavatam now. There's a very interesting verse that we're going to read next. And it's going to talk about purification on many different levels, but ultimately purification right down to the very core of the self. That inner, we need to go inner. Am I pure within? Am I pure within my mind? And even right down to the very self, trying to understand how one's purified. And it's all coming now from Krishna's own father, Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Baba.
Nanda Baba. Rainam Namaskrityanam Chaivanaratamam Devim Saraswatim Yasam Tato Jayam Madirayat. Before we start in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayeshva badreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati utama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes in the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated, and loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Agyana Timarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Madatam Yena Tasmaye Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My teachers are opening my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 5, Text 4. We're in it.
All right.
O King, by the passing of time, land and other material possessions are purified. By bathing, the body is purified and being cleansed. Unclean thing. Let's try this again. By the passing of time,
yes,
land and other material possessions are purified.
It's true, isn't it?
How is that?
Well, I'm just saying, like we saw during COVID, it's like the Yamuna River is just brutal, just incredibly polluted. And then just when everything stopped for a moment, like the earth just takes it over and purifies everything.
It's true. Time. Like in Venice, you could see in Venice, Italy, the cleanest the waters have ever been. All these like campaigns and money, the charities raising money to cleanse this river and clean this area. No, you just got to stop doing all your nonsense. It's really simple.
And then the earth reclaims it and purifies it. Right.
So, okay, that was a good one.
Okay.
By the passing of time, land and other material possessions are purified. By bathing, the body is purified. This is what Mara, this is what me and Mara do on these. We've committed to these Ekadasi resets. Mm-hmm. Where in Ekadasi we just do water fasts.
Oh, you're doing that every Ekadashi?
Every Ekadasi, we start the night before at like 6 o'clock.
What do you do then?
In the evening. Huh?
You start fasting then?
Fasting, yeah. Well, 6
what
o'clock.
Do you do where are you at 5:45? That's my question.
Where my head is in the refrigerator. I'm living in the refrigerator with one hand in a thing of peanut butter, the other hand a thing of honey.
Okay.
Like Winnie the Pooh. whatever it is, at 6 it stops,
Okay.
and then from 6 to 6
Yeah.
to 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. is 12 hours, and then from 6 a.m. to the next 6 a.m. is 24 hours. That's 36.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I'll extend it to noon, so it's either 36 or 42 hours, and it's like a body reset, and
It's,
so much
and it purifies.
so much magic happens in them. They say it helps with dementia.
Really?
This they say it helps with dementia.
It's kind of what I was doing at the beach yesterday, Raghunath. I went into the water. First, I lied on the sand for a while. You know, you just to hear the ocean and feel the breeze and feel the sand and the sun. Even
okay,
that.
you're squirreling off. You're enough.
No,
of
no,
this.
no. And then,
Just joking. That's my squirrel.
Shut me down. And then I went into the water. I spent about a half an hour just in the water. I was chanting, praying. It was awesome. But it was purifying, Raghunath. It was purifying to the body. It was purifying to the digestive system, to the nervous system. That's not a squirrel. I'm right on point here. As soon as I start talking, you bring this thing up. Like,
Tell us more about the beach, Kaustubha.
I love that both of you guys always keep your squirrels so close by.
I keep it like a gun in my holster.
So does Kaustubha.
I got it right here. No, but that was on point.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a very good point, Kaustubha.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, so
let us finish the first verse here.
okay.
And being the
being
body is
Cleanse.
and being cleansed, and by being cleansed, unclean things are purified. Okay. By purificatory ceremonies,
Yes.
birth is purified.
Interesting. You know, they say because they're saying even the being in the, you know, when that baby comes out, it's messy.
It's a little messy.
You know, you're in there. You're
say
in
whatever you want. It's beautiful. It's also messy.
It's messy. It's, you know, it's been in that womb, kind of locked in a dark closet for a long time. So this ceremony
Inside your body.
inside your body, which is, let's face it, these bodies are, you know, they're full of a lot of unpleasant stuff. So the baby comes out and it's bathed. There's a whole ceremony whereby there's a purificatory thing going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So birth is purified. By austerity, the senses are purified.
So powerful.
By worship and charity offered to the Brahmins, material possessions are purified, right?
Very good.
You make good money, and we know people like this. They make money and they give in charity.
They give it.
Because whenever you make money, there's always a little dirt in your hands. That's just something. It's just it's sometimes, even if you make it by honest means, there's always some dirt. There's always some karmic implications in making
Purify
money.
it.
And you purify that money. And also, the mind goes to, oh yeah, I'm so clever. If you start making good money, it's natural. You start thinking, yeah, because I'm really clever. Yeah, because I'm pretty smart. Yeah, because these people are so dumb out there. And it's natural the ego will step in a little bit. How do you purify that? You give some in charity.
Wisdom of the Sages is a community-supported podcast.
Thank you, people. This is your chance. Support us.
Join the Sage community platform. No, but it's true that they really had this idea, and you know, by saying that by austerity the senses are purified. Because if we go to Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, right, it's described where desire, where lust, where kama exist, and one place that's mentioned is within the senses, right? They're programmed to want certain objects of enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
But by austerity, you purify it of that. Its passion dies down, right?
These are the things that we do as practicing bhakti yogis.
Yeah.
We made this commitment yesterday on the retreat. For the rest of the weekend, we're not going to complain about anything. We're gonna
shut it down.
zip it. Just zip it. That's an austerity of speech.
And it's
I'm
a
not going to
purificatory
complain.
process.
I'm not going to find fault with people. And that alone, you start to notice, wow, I complain a lot.
Yeah.
I was about to complain. I remember we're not supposed to complain. Like, I complain so much, I'm making my life miserable. I'm willingly, like, ruining my own joy by complaining about stuff. And sometimes we meet people, like, they're heading right towards us, and we're like, here they come. They're going to start complaining. We know complainers.
Here they come.
Right here they come. They're going to start complaining about something.
Yeah.
We know fault finders. And when we say, okay, now I'm not going to do it, we realize, oh, this is an austerity of speech. So fasting on Ekadasi, or just fasting anyway, austerity of our diet, of our tongue. Not speaking, just making, you know what? I'm just going to be quiet today. I'm going to spend the entire day outside. That's an austerity too. And every time we restrict the senses, there's some benefit that we get. There's some like higher vision, some clarity we get. And in this case, it's saying a purification. And we notice that.
Yeah.
By satisfaction, the mind is purified.
Contentment, right? Practicing contentment.
Because desires is what defiles the mind.
There's a joy that the sadhu experiences, right? By being satisfied simply. Like,
Don't need it. Don't need it. Don't need it.
I don't need it. I don't
need it.
And right then you feel like a freedom.
Don't need it.
Yeah, because I'm not going down the path where I consume, and then what follows the consuming is like some letdown.
Some type of first the consumption's like a dopamine. I got it.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just like a kid on Christmas. Yeah, I don't know if you were that kid, but I wasn't. But there was always a kid, my neighbor. He got everything he wanted and stuff he didn't even ask for.
Okay.
It was unbelievable the amount of presents that was showered on this child. And he just like was bored with it. He didn't even play with it.
Right.
And it's not the toys that make us happy, right? It's the relationships that make us happy.
Right.
So anyway, yes.
And just like, like also we see commonly, I think eating might be the easiest example of this, where it's like we think I'm finding happiness in the eating, and then we're just shoving it down, and we're not really even experiencing. You could have eaten 1/2 or 1/4 of what you ate and actually enjoyed it, even on the material level, more if you would have slowed down a bit.
Yeah. I've done things where I've eating so rapidly.
I have too.
So rapidly. It's like I'm just trying to get to that next bite while I can't even enjoy the bite that's in my mouth.
In your mouth.
I'm so eager to get to that next bite.
Whereas like a sadhu eats differently, right?
What type of psychotic mind do I have?
Raghunath, I think it's very common. You're even just, sometimes yogis do these habits too, right? Like I'm only going to eat what fits in this bowl, or I'm not going to take.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Whatever's in this bowl, I eat. After it, it's over.
It's done.
And that will actually make you eat slower. Now, the interesting thing is, I used to do this in the teacher training. I used to break off a little piece of candy or chocolate or something like that.
Okay.
Give everybody a piece of chocolate. Or 2 pieces of chocolate.
Where did you, in what form did you do this, you said?
In a teacher training.
Okay, yoga teacher.
And I was trying to demonstrate the gunas.
Okay.
Because from the mode of ignorance, there is enjoyment, but it's minimal. So I want you to, I say, eat this chocolate as quick as you can. And he'll just, take a bite and like swallow it. Mm-hmm. A couple people choked, but it was good for the experiment.
Yes. Demonstrate.
Then I say, how much pleasure can you get from this? Like eat a little piece. And if you eat a little piece of chocolate and you just savor that chocolate, right, a little piece can give you so much enjoyment. And then you get another piece, and then you get another piece. So from sattva guna, or just mindful eating, there's actually more happiness.
Right.
Right? It's not like you diminish your happiness. You actually get more happiness.
Right.
And Thomas will give you happiness, but it's minimized.
And it's followed by misery.
And it's followed by misery by, if you're eating quickly, that's indigestion right there.
Right.
That indigestion, it means you're not actually extracting whatever.
I think the same thing, in one sense that it's such a graphic example with food, but just take that and bring it right to your screen, right to the scrolling, What am I doing? At the end, you're like, well, there's no satisfaction in it, and you're still stuck in the cycle.
I did that yesterday with music, truthfully.
Music?
It must have surprised Mara.
What were you listening to?
We went for a japa walk.
Surprising.
Right?
What did he do,
This is something I will never do. And it's weird because people think I listen to music all the time, and I don't that much. We're driving back from our nice japa walk, and I was like, I'm going to put on a song from the 70s that Kaustubha would listen to. That's what I did.
I would listen.
So I went to yeah. And I randomly went to Spotify, the Eagles. What song?
There's the Eagles and Billy Joel.
I went to like an Eagles song, and which is.
Why did you think I was into Eagles?
Because all this stuff. I never listened to rock and roll, and I said I'm going to listen to a song I would never listen to, and I would just listen.
What was the song?
And I listened to the
Peaceful,
bass.
Easy Feeling.
What was that? Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Yeah, that one.
Like I didn't even
Written
know who it was.
by Don Henley along with Jackson
See?
Brown.
You know these things. Is that the Eagles?
Musical knowledge.
That's the Eagles. Yeah.
Anyway, to make a long story short, I was like, I'm going to listen to the song and I'm going to listen to every part of this song. Like I'm going to write this song. And I was like, wow, they've got a lot of second guitar going on with it. That one sounds like a banjo.
Well, you know who's in that band?
No, I don't. I don't even know.
One of the
know
guitarists-
the Eagles.
One of the guitarists is Joe Walsh, who's really, has an
Connected
interest
with
in
Raghunath Swami. I
Bhakti
know
with
that.
Raghunath Swami, yeah.
It was. I didn't pick the Eagles because they know Raghunath Swami. I just picked it randomly on Spotify. Song for the 70s. That's what I said. Song from the 70s.
Yeah,
I got
that's a
Billy Joel
classic
and the
70s
Eagles.
one right there.
Anyway, I was like listening to it, and I will say it was for the first time I enjoyed the Eagles.
Okay.
I enjoyed the
Because
the
you slowed down a
lyrics.
little.
Huh?
I've been running down the road trying to loosen my load. You enjoyed that?
What does he say? I got 7
I
women.
got
on
7
my mind?
women on my mind.
What kind
4
of
that
sex
wanna
addict
own
is this
me.
guy?
2 that want to
Stone me,
stone me. 1 says she's a friend of mine. Friend zoned right there.
friends. Kind of sex addict rock and roll music do you listen to? Because
That was not me. You were listening to it.
I was listening on your behalf.
Okay.
Anyway, it was a very good piece. It was like a work of art.
And
And then I listened to Billy Joel. And I listened to Billy
What
Joel. I
Billy
was like,
Joel song?
and I've never listened to Billy Joel. Piano Man.
Well, he's a master of his craft. I'll give
You
him
know
that.
what? That song is a work of art. That song is a work of art. I went from Bob Dylan for a moment of Bob Dylan,
Straight
and
to
I
the Sex
jumped
Pistols.
right to the Sex Pistols, Anarchy in the UK,
All right.
and I missed out on Billy Joel and the Eagles.
Okay. Yeah. So your point was that we can be satisfied more simply.
I'm just saying, if you actually take your time and appreciate things, there is much more enjoyment,
Okay. Even on the material level.
even on the material platform.
But what to speak of approaching the spiritual platform, if you're not controlled, if you haven't, here it's saying satisfaction purifies the mind, right? If we, santosha, right?
Right. I can't get no satisfaction. That's another great one. I can't get no satisfaction. Why? Because you want. Listen
Yeah.
to the wise words of my good friend Mick Jagger. I want and I can't get none
Okay.
because the desires defile the mind. So every spiritual group will say this: Buddhism, Hinduism, Christian. To the degree that I'm plagued with desire, it cheats me out of the now
All right.
from contentment.
That's right. And it's only in the now that you go within.
Right.
You don't
That's
go
why
within
they
in the
say,
past. You don't
right?
go within in the future. It's in the now that you go within.
And you can get lost in all the flowery words of what we call Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma or the Vedas, because and Lord Chaitanya has this beautiful verse, right? Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kama. Kami, Sakaleya Shanta.
Ashanta, no
Krishna
peace.
Bhakta Niskama.
That's right.
When you have devotion, you actually don't have desires because all you want to do is give love. But Bhukti, if you want stuff of this world, unhappy. Mukti, if you want freedom from the pain of this world, unhappy.
Still,
Huh?
yeah.
And if you want Siddhi, if you want mystical
Yoga
powers, which is a
perfection.
lot of times why people do their mantra and their puja, right? It's not for pure devotion, it's for mysticism. Then you also don't get it because they're all actually desires. Some might be more refined desires or metaphysical desires, but they're still desires. If you actually want peace, Krishna Bhakta Niskama, they get peace. Huh?
Great verse, Raghunath. Great verse. That's Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19:149.
Yes, it is.
Krishna Bhakta Nishkama. They don't have desires. Ata eva shanta. Therefore, they have peace. Right? Peaceful, satisfied, content.
Yeah, I meet a lot of these devotees who are just like that already. They're just like, they're peaceful.
Came in that
Because all
way,
they want
right?
is Krishna. They don't care about what car they're driving, what clothes they're wearing, you know.
We still haven't finished this verse. The last point is like the most
We
important.
haven't finished verse 1.
No,
You know, there's a lot to pick. That's why this is good to pick apart these things.
I'm with you.
I'm not lamenting. I'm in no rush.
No, Raghunath, this isn't a race, okay? Please.
It's not. I'm
Please,
saying this is
Raghunath.
not a competition. It's
That's
not
what
a
I'm
race.
trying to tell you.
I know. Get off the racetrack. and just be with this verse.
It's life in the fast lane, Raghunath. We don't need to be there, okay?
I don't even know that song.
It's
By satisfaction, Kaustubha, the mind is purified, and by self-realization or Krishna consciousness, the soul is purified. Well, what does that mean?
I think
How can the soul be purified? The soul is pure. Explain that, Panditji.
that's a very important point you made up. I think we got to start there tomorrow, Raghunath.
Oh my God, it's 58. and we
That's
did
what I'm
one
telling you. You've been
verse.
talking about
One
the Eagles
verse.
and Billy Joel and
Well, you know what I
your
did,
big, long,
Kaustubha?
wonderful weekend and the chicken pox and all the chickens.
I
And...
extracted it in baby chickens.
All right, you ready for some takeaways?
Well, we skipped 2 shows this weekend. You were just like bursting with
Remember the last-
invaluable information and realizations.
yes, true.
Yeah. Explore the unknown regions within.
Explore them, Raghunath. Go with
You know,
them, slow
he got a
down.
lot of, what do they call it? What do they call it?
Who's he?
Thoreau. He got a lot of,
Oh. Insights?
flack. He got a lot of flack. There's people that are like
Against
poo-poo
him.
on Thoreau.
Really?
Well, they say, yeah, well, you went to Concord, Mass, and you went to Walden Pond. Big deal. How long were you there? I don't know. if
He wasn't
was
out there as long as people say. He
He
wasn't
wasn't.
even living there, actually. He was just kind of going there
Just
like...
commuting occasionally.
Yeah,
to
his
cabin.
mom was bringing him food.
His mom- But the
Just
point is,
kinda
he
hanging
got,
out there a little bit.
he got a little cottage, right? It's like me walking in the woods. It's like
Sometimes
there's people who are real hermits that
they
actually
build the story a little bit. I'm not saying that he did, but he had good realizations. Let's give him that, one way or another.
You know what? I'm not gonna. I appreciate him.
Okay, even if
It
it's
was
a
one
bit
of
of
my
a myth.
first spiritual books I read outside
Walden?
the Bible. I felt it to be spiritual.
Okay,
Don't get caught up in the riptide of chasing a baited hook.
riptide.
Double.
Yeah, double metaphor.
How do you get out of the
metaphor.
riptide, Raghunath?
You don't go after the baited hook.
No. Once you're in it, how do you get out? This could save lives.
Swim to the side. Swim
I
to
think
the
you
side.
let it carry you out, and then you swim to the side. Is that the right way?
Yeah,
or-
well, unless you can't swim, then
okay,
it's a problem. But yeah,
it's going
Back to our-
sideways is the key.
going sideways. As I said, swim to the side.
I was
Why do you
confirming
correct
what
me?
you said.
I said swim to the side. You're like, no, it's going sideways.
You see,
I'm
that's the
sorry I
way your
didn't
mind
say
works.
way.
I was appreciating. I was just appreciating what you said, like framing out what you said and confirming that what you said was correct and good.
Thank you. I needed your validation to learn how to swim out of a riptide.
Oh, Krishna.
All right, back to our takeaways.
Please, Mara, please.
Success is a heart filled with devotion.
No, that's true.
Some people say that.
The greatest minds slow down and spend time with the self.
Like Raghunath.
And chocolate.
Real change comes after you find real peace.
That's Black Elk right there.
Fast from complaining to improve your life.
Fast from complaining.
Complaining. Yeah. Kaustubha.
Desires defile the mind.
Defiles.
Desires defile the mind.
Desires to file the mind.
And defiles.
We can just call them defilers if we want.
Defilers. Foul the mind. Foul the foul.
Only in the now can you go within.
That's right.
There's no satisfaction in scrolling.
Can't get none.
Little.
A little bit.
And
Yes.
it's not the toys that make us happy, it's our relationships.
You know, that was a good one, but it really had nothing to do with the show. Did it?
Read it again. We got the echo thing now.
It's not the toys that make us happy, it's our relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I said that, I think.
I said it.
Yeah,
Yeah, about the Christmas thing.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. It was fun. Fun day today. Fun morning today. Good to be with the people. Hey, if you like what we're doing, Wisdom Sages is a community-supported podcast. If you like what we're doing, you make a little monthly contribution. That's how this whole thing goes on. And then we have a whole nother secret paywall. It's like going into a house, a nice house, and you pull out a book from the shelf, and a whole nother house is behind that secret bookshelf. And that's called the Sage Community Platform. From there, you can join Sage groups. You can get a bunch of like free content, lessons, classes,
Part
workshops.
of the community, then you get all kind of announcements and stuff.
You get
like
Yeah.
secret announcements. Don't even tell
secret
them.
stuff.
Secret stuff comes out.
A lot of secret stuff.
Baskets of fruit arrive on your doorstep. You won't
That
even know
doesn't
where they're
happen.
coming from.
That does not happen.
We got to wait for them. They might happen.
Gotta wait.
We're working on that.
Gotta wait for them.
Thanks, everybody.